My dear soul, listen closely, because something has been happening to you that even you don't fully understand, something that keeps returning when the world sleeps, when your room is silent, when no one is watching you. A dream, not a random dream, not a passing dream, not a meaningless picture in your mind. No, this one is different. This one feels heavy. This one feels personal. This one feels like it's holding something you're supposed to understand. And the strange part? You keep seeing it again and again and again. You tell yourself it's nothing, but your heart doesn't believe that. You try to ignore it, but it follows you into your day. You tell yourself to stop overthinking, but the feeling inside your chest keeps whispering, this means something. Let me tell you something you weren't ready to hear until now. Allah does not repeat a dream without a reason, without a purpose, without a message hidden inside it, specifically for you. Because the one who created your soul knows the language your soul understands. Maybe you've been asking Allah for guidance, but you didn't hear the answer during the day. Maybe you've been confused about someone, but your heart wasn't ready to see the truth. Maybe you've been walking blindly, and Allah needed to show you something in a moment where your heart could not run away from it. And that moment is your sleep. That dream, that same dream, keeps returning, because it is carrying something Allah wants to place inside your heart. A warning, a reminder, a direction, a truth, a sign, a message that your soul already knows, but your mind is not ready to accept yet. You didn't click this video by chance. You were brought to this exact moment, pulled here, guided here, because the meaning behind that dream, the dream that chased you in silence and returned every time you tried to forget it, is about to become clear. Don't scroll, don't leave, don't look away, because if you walk away now, you'll miss the one explanation your heart has been begging Allah for. Stay with me, not for me, but for the version of you that has been living in confusion for too long. By the time you reach the end of this video, your heart will finally understand why that dream keeps repeating and what Allah has been trying to tell you in the quietest hours of your night. Now take a breath, because what you are about to hear will change the way you look at your dreams, your life, and your future. Allah is rebuilding you in silence so no one can take credit for your rise. My dear soul, something sacred is happening inside you, and Allah wanted it to happen away from people's eyes. You may think nothing is changing, but Allah has been working on you quietly, in your silence, in your loneliness, in your tired nights, and in every moment you thought you were standing still. There are shifts inside your heart that you yourself don't fully understand yet. A softness you didn't have before, a wisdom that came from nowhere, a calmness that makes no sense for someone who lived through so much. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is Allah rebuilding you piece by piece. He hid your growth the same way He hides a seed under the soil. Nobody sees the seed breaking. Nobody sees the roots forming. Nobody sees the struggle deep underground. But one day, that hidden seed becomes a tree that everyone can see, everyone admires, everyone shades themselves under, and yet nobody knows what it survived beneath the surface. That is you right now. Allah is allowing you to grow where no one can touch you, where no one can interrupt your healing, where no one can take credit for your rise, where no one can say, if it wasn't for me, they would have never made it. No, this time your story will be written by Allah alone. Your new strength is His gift. Your new patience is His work. Your new clarity is His mercy. Your new heart is His rebuilding. People think you've become quiet, distant, withdrawn. But Allah knows you're not disappearing. You're being redesigned. He knows how many nights you wiped your own tears. He knows the weight you carried alone just to protect others. He knows the prayers you whispered when your voice was shaking. He knows the strength it took to keep going when you didn't even recognize yourself anymore. Only Allah saw the real breaking, so only Allah will shape the real rising. The world will see your transformation later, but they will never understand the cost. They will never understand the nights that rebuilt you. They will never understand how many times your heart shattered quietly, while your face showed strength. That's why Allah kept this part of your journey hidden, because the most powerful stories must grow in silence before they shine. You think you're behind, but you're being prepared. You think you're alone, but you're being protected. You think nothing is happening, but everything is happening. The version of you Allah is shaping right now will walk into blessings your old self would have never survived. So don't fear the quiet. Don't fear the isolation. Don't fear this slow and silent season. This is Allah rebuilding you in a way that will make sense one day. And on that day, everyone will see your rise. But only you and Allah will know the journey that led you there. You're outgrowing who you were because Allah is preparing who you're meant to become. My dear soul, there is a reason your heart no longer feels at home in the places that once felt familiar. You are outgrowing the person you used to be, not because you forced yourself to change, but because Allah gently pulled you away from the version that was built in survival. The old you was shaped by fear. Fear of being alone, fear of disappointing people, fear of losing love, fear of being misunderstood. You carried wounds that you pretended didn't hurt. You made yourself smaller so others could stay comfortable. You silenced your own needs just to keep peace. But Allah said, "Not anymore." So He started removing layers you didn't know were weighing you down. He took away people who were anchoring you to your past. He ended friendships that stopped serving your soul. He closed doors that were draining your heart. He whispered into your life in ways you couldn't recognize at first. And now, you feel different. Your heart wants peace more than attention. Your soul wants sincerity more than company. Your mind wants clarity more than noise. You want real conversations, real growth, real love, real purpose. The things that once excited you don't excite you anymore. The habits that once distracted you now exhaust you. You're losing interest in shallow people, shallow places, and shallow goals. Not because you're becoming difficult, but because Allah is preparing you for something higher. He is replacing old parts of you with a wiser heart, a calmer mind, and a stronger spirit. You're not the person who used to tolerate disrespect for the sake of peace. Oh, you're not the person who used to beg for attention from people who didn't value you. You're not the person who used to hide pain behind a smile. Allah is teaching you your worth in a way you never understood before. You're becoming someone who responds instead of reacts, who observes instead of absorbs, who forgives without allowing the same wound twice, who walks away gently but firmly, who trusts Allah more in confusion than you trusted yourself in clarity. This quiet transformation is real. You may not see it clearly yet, but one day you will look at your old self and wonder how you ever lived like that. You're not losing yourself. You're finally meeting yourself. Allah is preparing you for a future your old self was too tired to carry. The distance you feel from people is Allah pulling you closer to Him. You feel it, don't you? This strange distance from people, this sudden lack of interest in old conversations, this quiet separation from certain friends, this gentle walk backward from people you once ran toward. At first, it scared you. You wondered if something was wrong with you. You wondered why your heart feels empty in places where it once felt alive. But nothing is wrong. This is Allah pulling you closer to Him. You're being removed from environments where your soul could not grow, from people who kept you distracted, from conversations that lowered your spirit, from circles where your heart was slowly dying. Without you realizing, you're not distancing yourself out of pride. You are being distanced for protection. Allah saw the things you didn't see, jealousy hidden behind smiles, energy that drained you silently, words that wounded you softly, people who stood next to you, but not with you. So He started pulling you away. Suddenly, gatherings feel heavy. Small talk feels pointless. Noise feels tiring. People feel different. Your spirit wants stillness. Your heart wants meaning. Your soul wants Allah. You don't want the old life anymore, because Allah is preparing you for a new one. He is teaching you to sit with your thoughts instead of running from them. He is showing you the value of solitude instead of fearing it. He is revealing what peace feels like. After years of confusion, you're learning that silence is not loneliness. Silence is healing. Silence is clarity. Silence is where Allah speaks to hearts that no longer feel safe in the world's noise. This distance you feel is not an accident. It is a mercy. It is a sign. It is Allah telling you, you are meant for more than this. You are not disappearing. You are being elevated, bit by bit, step by step, moment by moment. And one day, you will look back at this strange season of distance and see it for what it truly was. The moment Allah separated you so He could rebuild the real you. Your hidden struggles are proof that Allah is training you privately. My dear soul, if only you knew how much strength Allah has been shaping inside you without anyone seeing it. People look at you and think you're fine. They think you're strong. They think nothing bothers you. They think you've handled everything with ease. But Allah knows the truth behind your silence. He knows the nights you slept with a heavy chest. He knows the moments you held your breath to stop the tears from falling. He knows the heartbreaks you never told a single soul about. He knows the fights you fought quietly because you didn't want to burden anyone. And He turned all of those hidden struggles into private training. Every heartbreak became a lesson. Every disappointment became protection. Every loss became direction. Every silent pain became purification. You wonder, why do I have to fight alone? But the truth is, you're never alone. Allah is shaping you in a classroom nobody else can enter. He is teaching you patience in moments you didn't understand. He is teaching you wisdom in moments that felt unfair. He is teaching you resilience through tests that broke parts of you didn't know existed. Your pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Allah wanted your training hidden, so nobody could interfere, nobody could distract you, nobody could dilute the message, and nobody could claim they were the reason you survived. Some lessons are too sacred to be witnessed by people. That's why Allah isolated you. He wanted your strength to come from Him, not from validation. He wanted your healing to come from Him, not from temporary comfort. He wanted your growth to carry His fingerprints so clearly that when the world sees your rise, they can't say, they did it alone. Allah saw the battles nobody else saw. Allah wiped tears nobody else knew about. Allah held your heart when it was too tired to beat in peace. And now, those battles are building a version of you that even you won't recognize soon. You may feel exhausted, but you are not breaking. You are being sharpened. You may feel overwhelmed, but you are not weak. You are being trained. And when this season ends, you will look back and realize that the hardest moments of your life were the moments Allah was making you unshakable. Your small, quiet improvements are being recorded, even if the world doesn't notice. There is something beautiful happening in your life that you haven't given yourself enough credit for. The small, quiet changes you're making every day. Allah sees them all. You think they're too small to matter. You think nobody notices. You think they don't make a difference. But Allah writes every single one. The moment you lowered your gaze, when temptation pulled your heart, He wrote it. The moment you swallowed your anger, even when you were right, He wrote it. The moment you forgave someone without announcing it to the world, He wrote it. The moment you walked away from a sin, even though your soul was tired, He wrote it. The moment you prayed with a shaky heart, whispering, Ya Allah, help me, He wrote it. The world measures big achievements. Allah measures sincere efforts. And your efforts, the ones you think are too small to matter, are building a mountain of reward that will shock you on the day you need it most. You're changing in ways nobody sees. You're becoming more patient, more disciplined, more mindful, more forgiving, more grateful, more connected to Allah. These internal shifts are miracles, miracles written quietly, softly, delicately between you and your Creator. Sometimes you give up too quickly because you don't see obvious results. But Allah sees the roots, not just the leaves. A seed grows underground for a long time before anyone sees a single sign of life. And during that silent time, it is growing the strongest part of itself, its foundation. Your small good deeds are your roots. Nobody sees them now, but one day they will grow into something that everyone can see. Allah does not let any effort go to waste. Not a tear, not a sujood, not a whisper, not even the thought of doing good goes unnoticed. So keep going, keep trying, keep changing quietly, keep choosing good, even when nobody is watching, especially when nobody is watching, because Allah is watching and He is the only one you truly need. And one day, when He lifts you in a way you never imagined, the world will be amazed. But you will know it was these small, quiet efforts that built everything. You don't realize how many quiet victories you've had lately. Victories nobody clapped for. Victories nobody celebrated with you. Victories that didn't look like victories to the world, but they looked like mountains to Allah. You became kinder when life made you bitter. You held your tongue when anger was burning inside you. You stayed patient when you wanted to scream. You looked for peace when your heart wanted revenge. You chose faith at a time when doubt was easier. And every time you chose the harder option, for the sake of Allah, He wrote it down in a way that will meet you on a day when everything else fails. People only see your silence. They don't see your self-control. People only see your distance. They don't see the battles you're avoiding for the sake of Allah. People only see that you changed. They don't see the sins you walked away from, even though they were once your comfort. You think you're moving slowly, but slow steps toward Allah are still steps. You think your progress is invisible, but Allah sees every detail that even you overlook. When you sit alone late at night, thinking you wasted another day, Allah looks at the moments you fought your nafs, the moments you held on to prayer, the moments you said, Alhamdulillah, even when your chest was hurting. When you feel guilty for not being perfect, Allah sees you trying, and trying means everything to Him. Nobody notices the way you pause before saying something hurtful. Nobody notices the way you give people excuses, so your heart stays soft. Nobody notices the way you turn off music because you're trying to fix your soul. Nobody notices the way you delete a message because you don't want to fall into sin. Nobody notices the way you whisper, Ya Allah, protect me from myself. But Allah notices. Every small moment of discipline is building a light inside you that you can't see yet. Every time you push yourself out of bed to pray even 2 minutes before Fajr ends, Allah sees it as a battle won. Every time you lower your gaze, even for a second, Allah sees it as obedience. Every time you choose silence over gossip, Allah sees it as purity. You don't need the world to see your growth. You need Allah to accept it. And He does. One day, you will arrive at a blessing you never imagined, and you will wonder, why me? What did I do to deserve this? And Allah will show you every small quiet deed you thought went unnoticed, every tear you cried alone, every moment you chose Him over comfort ego, and desire. Those hidden choices are a writing, a destiny your old self was never prepared to receive. So don't stop now. Don't underestimate these tiny shifts. Don't belittle your own progress. A small, sincere action is heavier than a big, empty one. And soon, your quiet efforts will build a life that makes sense in a way nothing else ever did. Because Allah does not ignore the heart that tries. Your real transformation began the moment you trusted Allah with what you don't understand. You keep wondering why life feels so unfamiliar, why everything that once made sense suddenly feels heavy, why you're being pushed away from things you thought you couldn't live without, why your heart keeps shifting in ways you can't explain to anyone. It's because your real transformation began the moment you quietly whispered, "Ya Allah, I trust you, even when I don't understand." That one whisper changed everything. You may not see it now, but those simple words opened doors you don't even know exist yet. They closed paths that would have broken you. They redirected you away from futures that were never meant for your soul. Your life is not falling apart. It's being rearranged by the one who knows what you can't see. Sometimes Allah changes your life so gently that you don't realize He is saving you. He lets certain people walk away so your heart can breathe again. He closes certain doors so future pain doesn't reach you. He removes certains désirs because they were slowly destroying your peace. You think nothing is happening, but everything is happening. The confusion you feel is the old chapters closing. The restlessness in your chest is Allah pushing you forward. The sudden distance you feel from people is Allah cleaning your environment so your soul can finally grow. You're becoming someone your old life cannot hold anymore. That's why it feels uncomfortable. Transformation is not soft. Growth is not gentle. Becoming a new person requires breaking old habits, breaking old thinking, breaking old attachments, and sometimes breaking hurts more than healing. But Allah is with you in every step, even the ones that feel lonely, even the ones that feel silent, even the ones you didn't choose. You're being guided towards something your heart prayed for long ago, something you may have forgotten, but Allah did not. You don't need to understand everything right now. You don't need to see the whole picture. You don't need to know why life is shifting so quickly. You only need to trust the one who sees what you cannot see, because one day you'll look back and realize that every unanswered dua was being answered in a better way. Every delay was a doorway to something greater. Every loss was protection. Every closed path was redirection. Every confusion was preparation. You're not losing your life. You're being moved into a life that finally matches your soul. There will come a day when everything makes sense, when the puzzle pieces finally fit, when the pain turns into wisdom, when the waiting turns into reward, when the struggle turns into strength, when the silence turns into clarity. And on that day, you will look at the person you became and whisper with tears in your eyes, "Ya Allah, thank you for changing me, even when I didn't understand the process." You're not breaking, you're becoming someone your future self will be proud of. You're not behind. You're being prepared. You're not forgotten. You're being carried. And the one who is changing your life quietly will soon reveal a version of you that no pain could stop and no person could prevent. Trust him, even here, even now, even in what feels unclear, because this quiet change inside you is the beginning of everything you once prayed for. What you don't realize is that the version of you that Allah is shaping right now is far more powerful, far more patient, far more peaceful than anything you've ever been before. You're becoming someone who understands life differently, someone who doesn't panic when things go wrong, someone who doesn't chase what is leaving, Someone who doesn't beg for what was never meant for them. Someone who breathes deeply and says, "If Allah wrote it for me, it will reach me. If He didn't, it was never mine." This shift didn't come from books or people or motivation. It came from pain, from loss, from heartbreak, from nights where you almost gave up but still placed your head in sujood and whispered, "Ya Allah, guide me." It came from all the moments you didn't feel strong, yet kept going anyway. Allah is turning those moments into wisdom now. You can feel it, not in loud ways, but in small, quiet changes. You don't argue like you used to. You don't get angry like you used to. You don't hold on to people like you used to. Your heart lets go faster. Your soul heals quicker. Your mind sees through what once fooled you. This is the kind of transformation that only Allah can write. He is pulling you away from anything that confuses your spirit. He is cleaning your path, even when you mistake it as loss. He is removing noise so you can hear your own soul again. You're learning how to be alone without feeling lonely. You're learning how to sit with yourself without looking for distractions. You're learning how to find calm in places that used to overwhelm you. This is not emptiness. This is maturity. And when you feel something heavy in your chest, when you feel like life is stretching you, when you feel like everything familiar is fading, that is Allah preparing space. You cannot receive what is coming while you're still holding on to what is gone. So He frees your hands. He frees your heart. He frees your future. He frees the version of you you're becoming from the version of you that was surviving. He knows what you can't see. He knows the blessings that need room. He knows the people who need access to your healed heart. He knows the opportunities that will require your new strength. He knows the doors you will walk through that your old self would have been too scared to enter. The discomfort you feel right now is the breaking of old patterns. The heaviness you feel right now is the weight of who you were leaving your body. The silence you feel right now is Allah teaching you to listen to Him instead of the world. Anything Allah removes from your life is replaced with something better, but the space must be cleared first. And that clearing is what you're living through. You don't need to rush your healing. You don't need to pretend everything makes sense. You don't need to force anything back that Allah gently pushed away. Trust the pace He chose for you, because one day, when you stand in a moment that feels soft, peaceful and right, you will realize why He took you through this quiet season. You will thank Him for the people He removed, for the feelings He turned off, for the paths He closed, for the changes that made no sense at the time, for the loneliness that rebuilt you, for the confusion that softened you, for the waiting that matured you. And with a calm heart, you will whisper, "Ya Allah, everything you took was mercy, and everything you gave was better." Your story is not slowing down. It is being written with more care, more precision, more divine protection than ever before. You're not the same. You're not meant to be the same. And the one guiding you has never made a mistake. If you are still here, if you watched until this very last moment, then know this: Allah wanted you to hear every word of this, because the dream that kept returning, the dream that chased your nights, the dream that made you wake up with questions, is no longer a mystery. It is guidance. It is protection. It is love. And everything you heard today was Allah softening your heart to receive the message He has been sending you over and over again. You are not imagining things. You are not overthinking. You are not confused. You are being guided. The one who created your soul is the same. One who sent that dream to you, wrapped in mercy, wrapped in subtlety, wrapped in a language only your heart could feel. He saw you drowning in decisions. He saw you holding pain in silence. He saw you smiling while breaking inside. He saw you lost between choices, between people, between paths. And instead of letting you crumble, He came to you in the gentlest way possible. He entered your sleep. He spoke to your soul. He sent clarity in the form of repetition, so you would not ignore it. That dream wasn't just a dream. It was a lifeline, a rope from Allah, pulling you out of confusion, pulling you out of danger, pulling you out of mistakes, pulling you toward the life He always wrote for you. And now, as this video ends, your heart knows something that your mind couldn't understand before. You know what to let go of. You know what to walk toward. You know what Allah is trying to protect you from. You know what Allah is preparing you for. You know, because a heart touched by Allah's guidance never leaves the same. When you close your eyes tonight, your dream may return, or it may finally fade. But either way, you will wake up with a peace that whispers, Ya Allah, I trust you now. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not alone in your confusion. You are being held. You are being guided. You are being prepared for something your heart will thank Allah for. One day, very soon, go to bed tonight with this truth in your chest. Allah is with you, in your dreams, in your waking moments, in your silence, in your tears, in your confusion, and in your becoming. Your story is not ending. Your story is finally beginning, and the dream that once unsettled you will become the sign that saved you.